My name is Betty Curry. I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I was born in Philadelphia, but I was raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Well, it started with my kids. I started out participating in their school, taking them to school, being involved, got involved in PTA. And it started from there, but then I moved into low-income housing, which is called Back Maryland, which is really, one would say the hood, right? And during that time, it was a lot of shootings, a lot of, our normal struggle in our community. And my husband, Delmar Hamilton, may Allah have mercy on his soul, Steve, my boy Steve, I can't think of my boy's name right now. Keith Cundiff, it was like 7 or 8 of us. Because the police officers were doing what they do. They were coming, to Back Maryland, and they were just throwing out our brothers up against the wall, just messing with them, and we just decided that we was going to police the police. That's how that got started. And, and back then it was like, you remember we had the big old camcorders? So I was considered the base secretary. So I was, in the office, and I would listen to a scanner, which I'm addicted to this day. And I listened to my scanner. And so once I heard a call, I would dispatch the call to all the fellas, my husband, all of them, and they would be on the scene. So they would show up on the scene, and the cops, they used to be pissed. Like, how do y'all know what was going on? And we would, film everything, making sure everything was done correctly. Miranda rights, it was done correctly. And that's how we got started. So it just kind of went from that, and and me just fighting for my kids. I moved to Georgia, racism, in the schools. I was fighting in that, then I became a Muslim, fighting for that, so it was just, ongoing advocacy, just for myself and my family, you know what I'm saying? I was living in Vegas, and my granddaughter was 2 years old. We didn't exist yet. And so when I seen her in the camera, I was like, I gotta, come. I have to come. So I moved here in 2004, and I've been here since. When I had racial equity training, which happened back in 2014, that changed my life. Once I began to really recognize who I was in this world, I just went on a crusade of studying and been studying since. I became an affordable housing commissioner, which I feel that I have a part in fighting for housing and affordability for the community. Always stand in truth. Like, don't ever do something that you don't want to do, Don't feel pressured. Like, because when I was young, peer pressure played a major role in my design. And I was always trying to, do other things for other people, and lost myself in the midst of it. And I looked up, my children were grown, everybody was grown, and I had nothing to do. Like, oh God, what are you gonna do? Your kids is going. Like, so I always encourage young moms, love yourself, take care of yourself, and because if you don't do that, then everything else around you fall apart.